Hello pilots and ground crew, welcome back to my channel again. Well, as you saw in the thumbnail, I've got a whole mess of bits and pieces I want to talk to you about today. So this is more of a... I've had a few videos in mind to make different videos about different things, but the videos would be so short, right, it'd almost be pointless. So I've got a few things here I was going to make a video about, and I've just jammed them all into one, just to show you one quick video, hopefully less than 5 minutes, because it's not full detailed stuff, it's just little things which might help new pilots and some more advanced pilots maybe. So I've jammed it all into one video basically. And the first thing I want to start off with is flight control boards, right? Any flight control board you get that has a built-in VTX, right, has the chance of failing. Right, this one happens to work, but another one of mine failed. Exactly the same board, right? These HGLRC, I can never bloody remember. But yeah, exactly the same board anyhow, built-in VTX, and the VTX failed. However, the flight control board worked perfectly. Now, this happened to a friend of mine, and he was telling me that he'd thrown it away and bought a new one. Well, no, that's a big no-no actually. If the flight control board still works, all you need to do is get yourself some sort of... This is ancient, by the way. This is ancient. Right, but get yourself some sort of VTX, right, and just wire it on straight to the camera. So you'd wire, as you used to, the old-fashioned way, before you wired everything up to your flight control board. Right, there was no such thing as on-screen displays unless you got this separate module and you had to connect all that, and it was a bit of a nightmare. But all you used to do, right, is wire your VTX straight to your camera, and that's it. Nothing else, apart from run a jumper lead off to the, well, it wasn't the flight control board then, it was the PDB, the power distribution board, to power everything. Alright. But yeah, getting back to this, same principle. Your VTX has stopped working on your flight board, but yet the board is still perfect. It's still flyable, everything's fine, so don't get rid of it. Get yourself a VTX, right? Solder it straight to your camera, right? Black to black, red to red, signal to signal, right? But then have what I call a jumper lead, right? An extra 2 wires you would solder onto your VTX coming off separate, right? And just solder them either to a spare couple of positive negative pads on your flight control board, right? Or if you're not using this sort of board, onto your PDB or out like that. Just make sure, right, that if the camera or the VTX is 5 volts, you only solder onto a 5 volt pad. Right? If it's VBAT, battery voltage, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's all you need to do. And as with everything I'm going to discuss, if there's any questions, just leave a comment and I'll get back to you. But yeah, just get yourself a VTX, solder it straight to the camera, have 2 spare wires coming out to power it, and you're off again. Okay, you're not going to get an on-screen display. Now, it is possible to get an on-screen display, but there's so much messing about. Just Hadley's famous FPV, he was telling us he had exactly the same thing. And he did mess about for the on-screen display. But you don't have to do that. Right? Years ago, we never had on-screen display, as I said. But you can get FPV cameras now with built-in on-screen display. So you can get your timer and everything, but I just set when I've had to do this, I just set the timer on my transmitter for say 2.5 minutes and I know I'm safe. Alright, but yeah, that's just a little tip. Like I said, if any questions, just leave a comment. Right, the next thing I want to move on to, alright, is not quads, not quad arms, not quad motors, but actually ESCs. But I'm not going to show you an ESC. I'm going to show you, I can't say new, this has been out a reasonable amount of time, alright, and it's for when you've got motors you want to use where the wires are real short. And yes, we know you can put extensions on and stuff like that, but you've got a situation like this. I'll open this to show you. Right, and these things are cheap. They are cheap. Right, links in the description to buy them. Right, they come in for, we say, a pack of 4, but actually they are individually. They break off, and there's 4 for 4 arms. They've got like a sticky back paper on, and that is super sticky. So make sure you know where you want to mount it before you mount it. Right, because once it's on, it's on. And all you do is you would stick it down on your arm there. Now I've deliberately picked this this quad. This is the clone of the Remix, right? And if anyone's got one, they know just how narrow the arms are. That's why I picked this one. But you'd stick it down, right? You already know where this is coming, and then it don't even need to be that far. And you'd basically solder each wire, ABC, each wire, and then you'd run spare wires from your 4-in-1, right, straight to the opposite number, the ABC, on the opposite side, so they're all lined up right. And of course you can mount this underneath or whatever, and the good advantage with it is there's no wires bang in the middle. So when your props, this is where your props are going to strike. They're not going to strike there, and they're not going to strike up here, they're going to strike here. And this is where most of the damage is caused. Right, so it stops if your props hit here, no big deal, right? So yeah, just a little gizmo, for want of a better word. They have been out a while, right? But I've only seen one review, so I thought, seeing as I use them every now and again, I'll mention them. But they're bloody good little things, right? And especially if you've already cut your wires, because as you know, if you're soldering on new wires and you're running an extension and you're wrapping your wires under and stuff, if you're gonna get a prop strike, you could cut your wires, whereas this stops it from cutting your wires completely. And like I say, you could mount that underneath. But yeah, so right, links in the description again. Just another little I won't put that back in the packet, I'll be there all day trying to open that. Just another little thing I wanted to mention, but I couldn't make a full video into, so knocked it up into this one. Alright, now another thing, there's only 2 more bits left, by the way. Alright, these are a bit old, well that's new, but these 2 are a bit old. Right, yeah, FPV antennas. Right, these ones you probably know, but these are Menace RC. Bloody good antennas, the Menace RC ones. So are the Foxy Lollipops. These are great antennas, Foxy Lollipops. Alright, now if you got these on your quad or whatever, right, this one I've been putting on my goggles, right, but this is the little stubby. I put the heat shrink round, extra protection and stuff, and these go on my model, and this goes on my goggles or whatever. Now Menace RC have brought out a new bad boy, right, called the Telescope, and as you can, well, you know why it's called the Telescope straight away. I'll have to bring that down out of shot, it's so bloody big. There, it is huge compared to your normal ones. I know it's not for your model before anyone asks, it's actually to go onto your goggles. Right, now I'll leave all the specs right in the description because I don't want to bore you. You can go through that and read it yourself, the specs to it, but it's got higher specs than your standard, right? And this is bloody brilliant, by the way. So if this has got higher specs, right, and better gain, right, you're laughing, you're a happy boy, right? And because it's so big, there's no chance if you've got a big woolly hat on in winter or whatever, it's going to go right over the top of your head when you've got your goggles on, or should I say it does, right? Because I've had it a while now. Well, that's a lie, I've had it a week, right? But I've had a few flights with it and tested it out, and it works bloody great, right? And I'm very happy with it. So you're asking yourself now, yeah, but George, the FPV antennas I use on my goggles work bloody great, so why the hell should I buy this? Well, simple answer, you shouldn't. You should not buy this. If your FPV goggles, right, and the antennas on your goggles are working great, do not buy this product. There you go. Menace RC's jaw just dropped to the bloody ground then. No, don't buy it if your goggles are working great. And your antennas on your goggles working great, I should say. However, sooner or later, you're going to think about getting a new FPV antenna for your goggles. Well, when you get to that point, buy this one. Okay, no two ways around it. Get this one. You'll be very happy. Right, like I said, it extends over your head. It's got a stronger gain rate. Right, and it's a bloody good. And let's be honest, Menace RC makes some awesome FPV antenna. Right, and some awesome patch antennas as well. Right, I haven't got one here, but they make something called the Bandicoot. If you fly your micro quads and with a little whip linear antenna coming off it, right, get yourself a Bandicoot patch, especially for indoors. You'll see it 10 times the amount of penetration, right, for flying. Anyhow, getting back to this, so yeah, so if you're deciding to get a new one, I'd go for one of these. For your goggles, obviously you're not going to put this on your bloody quad. Well, I suppose you could. If you build a big freaking 6-inch quad, you could get 2 of these and have one on your quad, but no need to do that. You can just use something else on your quad. But yeah, so yeah, highly recommended, works bloody great. All the specs in the description. Okay then, just wanted to go over these little bits. There's one more last thing, but for that you're gonna have to see my ugly mug. Okay then, last bit, and it's got dark. Time of the year. Yeah, all I wanted to mention on this last bit, and I'll be quick, was I've seen a lot of videos where they say, for a brand new pilot who's been on the simulators, right, the best thing to do now is jump straight onto a 5-inch size quad. Well, to me that's crazy if you're a brand new pilot. Some people might have done it and got away with it, right? But if you've been on the simulator for ages and you want to move up onto a quadcopter, get yourself a whoop or some type of whoop, something you can fly indoors. Right, and there's plenty of whoops out there now where you can fly them indoors and outside. Right, so get yourself something like that that's going to bounce off the walls and stuff, and then once you're comfortable flying one of these things about, then move on to a 5-inch. Right, because I'll guarantee you, if you buy a 5-inch and you're lucky and you learn to fly and you're brilliant and everything's wonderful and everything's great, basically, sooner or later you're going to want to buy a bloody whoop anyhow, right? Because it's the craze now. Everybody's getting them. They seem to be getting smaller and smaller quads, right? It's like mobile phones. When phones first come out, it was like this, and now they're, you know what I mean, and the little Bluetooth, they're tiny. But yeah, so sooner or later you're going to buy a whoop anyway, right? You're going to buy one, I guarantee it, right? So start with one. Don't start with a 5-inch. But when you see the videos of the people saying, yeah, start with this one because look how great it flies, and it shows you I'm flying it, and you think, well, yeah, it flies great for you, but you've been flying for years, pal. Of course it's going to fly great for you. So that sort of annoys me a little bit, right? When you get, you know what I mean, and then there's always a little thing underneath. Click on here and buy here, and they probably own the bloody shop. But yeah, and if you spent the money and you crash it and smash it up, it can put you off the hobby, which is a shame because this is such a good hobby and such a good community. I mean, you can get in touch with anybody and ask them questions. Occasionally, if I've got a problem, I've sent emails out to Joshua Bardwell, I've been on Facebook, you know, Andy RC, right, he's helped me out a couple of times when I've come across something where I thought, how the hell's that work? You know what I mean, when your brain just doesn't work. Yeah, Andy RC, he's helped me out a couple of times. Alright, cheers Andy. Yeah, and it's such a good community, and I hate, and you can easily be put off. You pay 120, 130, 140 odd quid for a 5-inch size quad, you take it out and all you've done is fly on sims, and you're not lucky enough to have somebody with you to teach you. You're going to take it out, right, and you could smash it to bits. You're going to crash anyhow, but you could smash it to bits and it could put you off, because straight away you start checking how much it's going to cost to replace things and you think, Jesus Christ, that's expensive, and it could put you off. Right, so don't do that. Right, if you've been on your simulators, get yourself. In fact, actually, You don't even have to start on your simulator. If you're getting a whoop, an indoor whoop, you don't even have to start on your simulators. Right? Start on your little whoop. Right? Worst case scenario, you're going to bounce off some walls. You know what I mean? You're not going to kill anybody. Right? But yeah, it is best to use simulators though, if you can get your hands on them and get them set up and stuff. Right? I wish they had them when I first started flying, but wouldn't have took me so long. But yeah, I digress. So yeah, that's all I wanted to really say. Right. So hope you enjoyed the video, and any questions, please leave a comment. Cheers.